The British-Saudi diplomatic house party has gone on for a long time now, late into the night. An awkward slow set of soft diplomacy, whispering sweet nothings on arms deals and human rights. But now, for a time at least, it feels like the parents have come home early, turned on all the lights.
We completely disagree with them about the punishment routines, about the death penalty, about those issues.
Well, why did we do this deal then? I mean, they're not the right sort of people to be doing any sort of a deal on human rights.
The week before that, Jeremy Corbyn flagged up a controversial £6 million Ministry of Justice bid to provide training in Saudi prisons.
While you're about it, terminate that bid made by our Ministry of Justice.
Then today it all came to a head, and a sentence you never thought you'd hear. Jeremy Corbyn and Justice Secretary Michael Gove were on the same page.
And we have now reviewed this issue further and decided to withdraw our bid.
Here's how the day panned out. This morning, the Times ran a story saying that two of the big beasts of the cabinet were at loggerheads over this contract. Philip Hammond, the Foreign Secretary, wanted to stick to the contract, providing training to Saudi prison officers. Michael Gove, the Justice Secretary, wanted to ditch it. By midday today, it became apparent Michael Gove had won. Some context. Michael Gove is championing a programme of domestic penal reform, which may not sit comfortably with involvement in the Saudi prison system. But there are those who feel today's move is about gesture politics rather than the real world of diplomacy.
If you were a genuine penal reformer and you cared about penal reform in Saudi Arabia, this is a retrograde step.
In what explain?
Well, we're no longer involved. I mean, the point of the contract was to provide training for Saudi prison guards. That would have given us an in into the future of the Saudi prison service, and that would have given us an opportunity to influence that in a positive way.
The prison bid isn't the only Saudi story making the front pages. The case of British pensioner Carl Andre also hit headlines today. The 74-year-old was arrested a year ago for transporting homemade wine in his car. The Foreign Officer interceding on his behalf to get a possible 360 lashings commuted. It's all placed our relationship with the House of Saud centre stage again.
We know that Britain sells around 40% of its arms to Saudi Arabia, so this is a long-term close relationship. There's nothing illegitimate about Britain talking to Saudi Arabia about economics or security, but the point is the balance. We constantly see human rights deprioritised, pushed to the back of the pile of things to discuss, and it's only on days like today where the case of a British national facing a human rights violations becomes prominent that we suddenly see human rights, in the foreground.
The Welsh Guard play the Saudi national anthem to the late king 8 years ago. Aside from the pomp and the business deals, the Saudis are, according to the Prime Minister, an important security buffer in the region. He put that in very concrete terms on this programme.
The reason we have the relationship is our own national security. I can think of one occasion since I've been Prime Minister where, a bomb that would have, potentially blown up over Britain was stopped because of intelligence we got from Saudi Arabia.
On one side, human rights abuses. On the other, security and economic concerns. A delicate diplomatic dance in between.